Sally recapped us last time. Who would like to do it this time and get some inspiration?
I'll do it, but it'll probably be shorter than when Sally does it.
Sick burn!
No,
Sick marital burn!
No, I'm burning myself. That like
Yeah.
I don't have.
Oh no! Dig on me, not on my long-winded chatty wife.
Anyway,
Go ahead. Go ahead, soul of brevity.
we went to check out the house that the vampire, that the extra vampire spawn had scarpered off to. Discovered that this is in fact the house of Baron von Holtz, Lord von Holtz, Earl von Holtz, Count von Holtz, Lord. Nondescript title, just general nobility. Lord von Holtz, and he did not appear to be home. Courage, in fact, was able to do some canvassing and found out that he had actually left town just that morning, so he was nowhere to be found. We basically found nothing in that house, other than the fact that we know that it was, in fact, von Holtz's house that this vampire went off to, so we know that there's some deal with von Holtz, and he has gone off somewhere to do some sort of nefarious deeds. We stopped back at we think nefarious. I mean, he's clearly in league with a vampire spawn. We were assured by Pete Shields, who has been elevated to captain of the town guard, I believe, that they had the vampire spawn in the coffin maker's shop under control, that we did not have to deal with that. And so we set off to find the missing wine that Danica and Erwin had asked us to find. That had the wine shipment from the west. Yes, from the west, that had not arrived. We made our way there over the course of about 4 hours, which would put us. I mean, hopefully this is a friendly place we're walking into, that we are able to spend the night, because there is no way we can get back to Milwaukee today. We fought some crows for some reason.
Because somebody can't keep their fingers to themselves and keeps touching
everything,
various wooden implements that are clearly not meant to be touched.
I wanted to see where the sign was pointing.
You see with your eyes, Beatrix.
Like
you see with your eyes.
Just like we wanted to see what was in the box. So then we finally made it to the Wizard of Wines, and as we were approaching, a figure popped out, very Tom Bombadil-esque, from the shadows, and was sort of like, over here, and then he played a little tune on his pipe and jumped away. No. He beckoned us over, and we did not get bad vibes off of him initially, so we decided to see what he wants. And that, I believe, is where we ended off.
One tiny retcon. Tom made a compelling, well-argued case for why it is not 4 p.m. and why it should be earlier in the day. I eventually came around to, sorry, Tom, I'm calling you, to 2:30, so it is currently 2:30 p.m.
Still not necessary, given that it took 4 hours to get here, right?
Mm-hmm. It took 4 hours.
Right. Okay. So depending on how long we spend here, probably not enough time to like do shit and also get back to Vallaki before dark. So
We will
my
see.
my statement still stands.
Yeah. All right. So you have been beckoned over into the woods. And Connor, go ahead and give yourself inspiration if you haven't already. It's a free reroll at some point. A free D20 reroll, not like a damage reroll. Okay, this figure has beckoned you over.
What does he look like?
Right now, you can see you're guessing. I'm using he pronouns just because like this figure is very tall. They're hooded. You can't really see their face underneath the hood. It's raining. It's like raining pretty hard right now. So their cloak is sort of pulled down low, and they're large, which is why I was using he him pronouns.
As we look around, does it look like she is by themselves? Or do we see anybody else?
Yeah, make a perception check.
I would like to help.
Sure. Anyone that's like trying to look around.
Oh, lol.
Heyo.
At
20, y'all.
Wow. Okay. So I would say courage. Oh, sorry. Other rolls.
No.
Okay. Courage. You think you can see some figures in the woods, sort of. Or sorry, that's Lucian, not Courage. Right? No, it is Courage. Okay. You can see some figures in the woods behind, but Elandra, you're used to being in the woods, in the trees. So you're able to make out a bunch of people. They're all hooded and cloaked, but from where you are, you can see. I can pull up the right thing. I'm like, how many people are there? Several. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Of varying heights. You would guess of the 9, 4 of them are fairly small.
Small as in height?
Small as in height, yeah.
Not as in they just have very sort of retiring personalities. And...
Yeah, you can't like see any of them super well. Like you can make out, but you can see the distinct figures. And the shorter ones, short is maybe the better word. The shorter ones are all gathered around like one figure.
And does Lucian notice anything with a 16?
Not in addition to what you saw, Elandra.
Okay.
Elandra sees people. Or sorry, I mean Lucian. You can see that there's people. You just can't make out as many figures as Elandra can.
All right.
Are they moving? Are they looking at us?
Well, so the guy, the figure that has beckoned you over is definitely looking at you. Elandra, you can. So that's what you can see, Beatrix.
I'm struggling with where we are compared to where these people are. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so you're like coming in on a trail, and they're like maybe 20 feet in front of you on the trail, or at least the guy that beckoned you over. He like leans out from the woods that are lining either side of this trail.
Okay.
Courage will call back. Good afternoon. What do you want?
What are you doing here?
We came to find the wine shipment to Vallaki.
Come here. You're not safe on the trail.
Not sure we're safe here.
Yeah, why aren't we safe on the trail?
Well, come over to the trees. We'll explain it.
Is this a trap?
You can roll an insight check.
I would like to help.
Dirty 20.
If it's a trap, you have to tell us.
Wow, look at you guys. You can hear underneath this person's voice that they seem like they are quite like scared and are genuinely trying to help you.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
All right, Beatrix strides off toward this figure.
All right. So you get closer. Courage, can you do me a quick favor and roll a persuasion check?
Mm-hmm. 14.
All right, great. Thank you. All right, as you get closer, so you guys can see. I can't remember if I read this to you last time. You can see up ahead that you're in a vineyard. So like, there's a vineyard right sort of beyond the trees where you are now. And then the vineyard, beyond the vineyard is a winery. It's old, 2-story stone building with multiple entrances, thick ivy covering all the walls, iron fencing along the roofline. You imagine it would be very charming if it were not raining and terrible. The trail up ahead ends at an open loading dock on the ground floor. You can also see a wooden stable that looks newer, and that's attached to the east side of the winery next to the loading dock. And to the west of the winery is a crumbling well and little wooden shack. So as you guys step into the trees, a figure steps forward from the back. The first feature that jumps out at you is that he has this majestic facial hair. Even in this wet weather, his huge mustache and long beard are bright white and very full. They're even longer than the famous Chutney Claus, the magical elf rogue who brings toys to well-behaved children on Wintercrest night. And as he lowers his hood, you can see he has just as much hair on the back of his head as he does on the front. And it's all bright white. He's got, his eyes look very tired looking at you, but he still has a very imperious expression on. And it's all the more impressive given the oppressive weather conditions. He holds out his hand and says, "I'm Davian Markov, the head winemaker here, and this is my family. You say you're here to check on the wine from Vallaki?"
Yes, that's right. The wine to Vallaki. The blue water
Yes,
in there's waiting for a shipment.
I imagine they are. Well, unfortunately, I can't help you. We've been out here for a few days now. Some local druids have taken over the winery with a horde of blights. They've driven us out and forced us to take refuge in the woods.
Druids? What kind of druids? We know a druid.
These are evil druids, not your classic kind that care for the land. These are much more about blighting.
How many are there?
I can't be totally sure, but they were swarming us with different types of plant blights, but I think there's at least 3. There might be more. We've been trying to hide in the woods. Every time we try to get close, we're attacked.
You seem to be remaining awfully close to the winery.
Well, we are trying to keep an eye on things.
Why haven't you sought refuge, perhaps in Vallaki? There are certainly town guard there who may have been able to accompany you back and try to drive out these interlopers.
I'm sure you are also a wise fellow, but you would certainly know that the guards in Vallaki would not be capable of taking out such a blight. And I refuse to leave the winery. We've been here for centuries. This is our family's winery, and I will not leave it to ruin.
What do you plan to do?
You should leave it permanently. Just perhaps find a better place to gather yourselves and prepare to retake it. Are those children I see there?
Exactly. And he'll gesture behind him, and there are 4 children, varying ages. One is quite young, looks like she just maybe recently learned to toddle. The other 2 are the other 3 range between ages 14 and 8. We cannot travel to Vallaki with the children, and we have been trying to retake it, but so far unsuccessfully.
Are any of you injured?
I've been injured a bit, and you can see he's leaning on a cane. And we have friends that tried to help us who are not here.
Where are they?
They went home. Look, would you like to help us or not? We would love to give you the wine, but we would need help. We would need you to clear out the winery to do so. I think we're all very spent from trying to fight them several days ago and then living in the woods for the last 2 days.
How did you fight them?
I think we can help you. Yeah, how did you fight them?
With what weapons? How did you fight them?
You can see they have various quarterstaffs and stuff, and they're the weapons that we have.
Did you hurt anyone? Any of them? Were you successful at anything?
We also used fire to get rid of some of the blights, but they just kept coming in waves and hordes.
Okay.
Can you describe these blights?
There were big and small, some made of vines, some were tiny like little twigs. Others seemed to look like bushes that had started to move.
Can you...
And what exactly do... Sorry, go ahead.
Can you tell us a little bit about how this started? It seems weird that the druids would be interested in wine. Did they say anything? Did they go after anything? Have you all been expanding into the surroundings at all?
We haven't expanded. We've been on the same property for hundreds of years. Roll another persuasion check. Or intimidation, if you'd rather.
I'll go persuasion, and I'll ask Chantel for some guidance. So a 18, 19, 20.
All right. He sighs and looks a little defeated. It's complicated. So, this winery supplies all the wine in Vallaki. Or not Vallaki, sorry, in Barovia. And the winery is kept healthy and functional, and like most crops here, which, are small and withered, via some magical gems that were gifted long ago from a wizard, which is why we're the Wizard of Wines. And the gems were planted in the soil to bring health to the grapevines on the hill. We've owned this winery for several generations now. About 10 years ago, this nincompoop son of mine was supposed to be on watch, and one of the gems was stolen on his watch. He's been banished. In the past few years, as things have gotten worse, We have more attacks from scarecrows that have manifested. We assume it's from our neighbor over in the swamp, Babalasaga, but we don't know why. And she's been sending her minions, and we fight them off, as a few times a year before or something. It was annoying, but we could deal with it. But about 3 weeks ago, the attacks started really increasing in frequency. And they stole the second gem. We followed the scarecrows and traced them back to Babalasaga, who lives in the swamp, in the ruins of Berets. I'm sure you're familiar. But that didn't seem to satisfy her. Scarecrows have continued their attacks, and 5 days ago, they were joined by the druids of nearby Yester Hill. We launched a counterattack to try to retrieve the gem, but their numbers were too powerful. They had at least 6 druids with them for that attack, but brutes as well, not just the druids. I think we could have taken them otherwise. We were hoping that would be the last of them, but no, 2 days ago, the druids returned with this horde of blights and drove us out of the winery. We've been able to do a little reconnaissance. It looks like they've been trying to poison the fermentation vats, which means that we don't have very much wine to give. So even if we are able to retake the winery, we can send you with wine today, but I don't know how much longer we're going to have wine without our gems. So you can see we're in a real predicament.
Sorry to hear that. Well, what do you say? And I look around at the others, and I sort of put my hand on my glaive.
We've been
Shall
through
we
some
I'm curious about these gems, however. Do you think that that's all the druids are after? Because if they've stolen 2 of the gems before, why would they need to take possession of the entire winery in order to steal the 3rd? Is there anything else of value here that you think that the druids may be after?
Not that I know of, certainly. The wine equipment is somewhat valuable, but wouldn't be to them. We have no idea why they've decided to take it over and continued to stay here.
And have you ever been able to talk to your neighbor to see what they want in all this? Maybe the wizard stole the gems from them.
Babalasaga? Absolutely not. The wizard was from a foreign land. Look, I don't visit the Swamp Witch. We're aware of her. She gets ideas in her head sometimes. I'm sure she just doesn't like something that we're doing, but who could say with her?
Does she call herself a Swamp Witch, or did you apply this term? Because that's kind of aggressive.
He just kind of looks at you in a puzzled way, and you see one of the other figures is like, Dad. These are honest questions. You all aren't from around here, are you? I'm Adrian,
No.
by the way. Adrian Martkov.
We're from Faerun. Beatrix Breakbones.
Lovely to meet you, Beatrix. The rest of you?
Professor Hieronymus Callow, also from Faerun.
Courage Puredeed, hero of Shantea.
And you? Looking at you, Lucian.
Lucian Ravenstone, most recently of Valakai.
That's interesting. And you? Looking at you, Elandra.
My name's Elandra.
Well, lovely to meet you. I'm Adrian. This is my father, Damien. I believe he introduced himself. My sister, Stefania, her husband, Dag, and like all those folks are waving. My brother, Elvir, and of course, Stefania and Dag's children. And then from eldest, like tallest to shortest, we'll do that. Claudio, Martin, Vigo, and pointing to the little toddler, Yolanda.
Lovely to meet you. Well, is there anything else you think we should know before we assault the druids?
Some of them don't like fire. Not the druids, but the blights. I think the blights are the real tricky bit.
Don't like fire.
At least that's how we kept them back in the past.
What about sunlight?
Not the. I don't know if they've ever been exposed to actual sunlight. I'm not sure I've seen it, so I couldn't say.
Do you have any kind of actual count on the druids? Not how many blights they may have raised, but how many actual druids have you seen?
We've seen at least 3, but it's possible there are more inside.
Everybody hears a clinking of glass bottles from down near their feet. Callow is counting out a number of little tubes and vials and things. Fire we can work with. Fire we can definitely work with.
What was the name of the son who was banished?
You see Damien is like the old man. And Adrian sort of like gives him the side eye and he's like, my brother Erwin, you said you're from, you just came from Valaki. Is that who you're on your errand for?
Yes, the Blue Water Inn. Is it that Erwin?
Damien's like, oh, that nincompoop of a son of mine is off. That his lover at the time wasn't paying attention to anything. It's why we lost the gem. It's all his fault. And he's huffing and puffing.
Who do you think might have stolen the gems? The witch?
Well, we followed her scarecrow constructs back to her swamp, so yes.
Okay, all right. Well, let's tackle those druids. See what else we can do for you after we've made away with them. Beatrix is gonna get her glaive off her back and give it an experimental twirl.
If we just briefly, if we could, we're here to pick up a shipment that part of a business deal that you've made with the Blue Water Inn. That's aside from us going in here and doing what we need to do to help you with these druids. What will we be paid for that?
Who are you asking?
Damon, the head winemaker.
Damien.
Mm-hmm.
He's you can see he kind of grumbles and he's like, well, we don't have a lot we can pay you.
Really, the single winery that supports all of the wine for the entirety of Barovia has little at hand, even though your vineyards were protected by magical gems that provided you.
Are you questioning my generosity? And you'll see Estefania comes up and like puts her hand on his shoulder and.
I'm not questioning generosity. I'm questioning the depth of your pockets.
She'll lean forward and explain, we give away much of our wine for free because we are so blessed and because it is one of the only comforts people in Barovia seem to have. So we sell it for low prices, but we can pay you a bit. I have a chest in our room. I would need to count the exact amount, but what would be fair? 50 gold? 100 gold?
100 sounds about good.
We are talking each, correct? Each?
We certainly don't have that kind of money. That's like a small fortune. just to be clear.
It sounds like a small fortune for a very large problem.
Oh, sorry, that's Emily telling you that, not Stefan. I think your eyebrows would go up into their hairline and be like, 100 each? What?
Oh, boy.
I'll check if they even have.
While you all are talking about this, perhaps a couple of us should just do a little stakeout and see what we can see. before we go in, glaives blazing?
Yeah.
Even before that,
I think 100 gold is a fair price, though I would ask for one additional boon if we're able to resolve this issue for you, and that would be that you name one of your next wines after a member of our party. I think a deep, kind of robust red named Cashmere Pillows would sell well in Barovia.
Roll a persuasion check.
So good.
It's as smooth as cashmere pillows.
I think we also
let me get this straight. You've cornered the market in all of Barovia on wine.
And you give it away.
You give most of it away for free.
It's a terrible business plan.
Sometimes people are nice.
He's a very generous man. The people of Barovia are quite poor, so we sell it at extremely low prices. And as we said, we're very blessed to be able to grow it in the first place. All we want is enough to be able to support ourselves and to keep the winery running.
and we could also use a horse and cart to complete the delivery. But my friend speaks food. A wine called Cashmere Pillows. It sounds like it would have good legs.
Sorry, Jaime had asked if you could roll a persuasion check on the naming.
Can I help with that?
With that line, you definitely can help.
Courage pulls down her top to help.
Damien considers, and he's like, Cashmere Pillows. I do like that name. Yes, I think we can do that. But I don't want to promise. I don't even know if we have 100 gold on the premises, but we'll give you what we can.
That's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Can you tell us about...
I very much want to be able to sit back in an inn someday and have a fine cup of cashmere pillows.
While listening to some body tale. Elandra, I think you were starting to think about tactics. Davian, can you tell us the layout of the vineyard and maybe where you might suggest we enter?
Excellent question. Okay, so I'll explain what he explains to you instead of doing an RP. That's all right. So they explain. They're going to give you the whole layout of the winery. I'm trying to decide what the best way to do this is. Yeah, I'm going to switch us into tactical mode, and I will just unhide. Oh, except I think it's already unhidden.
Yeah, I was able to see it.
Oh, all right. That's funny. I'd put like Fog of War up on it earlier. That's great. Okay, so they explain there are a couple ways you can get in. If you were just looking at the front / the north side of the building, so you guys are coming from the north going south, which is where the winery is from you. If you switch over to tactical mode, you can look as we go along. Over on the western side, there is the veranda where they do their wine stomping, and there's like a big double door and a door next to it. They say don't go in that way because they barred it shut. As they were being chased out of the winery, they were trying to like lock it down to the best of their ability. So those doors are like barred from the inside, so you won't be able to get in that way. You can go in this little front door that leads into the barrel making room. They explain. I can't get it to ping for some reason. Does that work? The steps in the middle of the northern side of the building. I don't know why it won't ping for me. That'll go into the barrel making room, which would lead into storage, which eventually you could get into like this main fermentation room in the middle. So that's one possible way you can go in. They explain you can also go in through the loading dock, but you don't have as much cover going in that way. Loading dock being this area with the cart. you'd be able to access the whole house that way. There's a ramp at the back of the loading dock that goes to the cellar as well as to the second floor. So you could use that to access the whole house, potentially. The stable is unconnected to the rest of the house, like inside. It's just got the outside doors, so don't go through the stable. They recommend that you actually go in the side door on the western side of the building. You'd enter through like a little storage closet, effectively, and then that leads directly into the fermentation room, this big main chamber. Off the fermentation room, in addition to the ramp, there is also a spiral staircase that goes up to the second floor. And they're like drawing this in the dirt for you too, so you can get a sense of the layout. There's another room on the back. I have to remind myself what this one is. It is the glass blowing workshop is this room in the back. You can access it from outside, but they also barred that door. So if you were trying to run out of the building on the south side, like you could unbar it and leave, but you can't go in that way. So that's the first floor. So yeah, they're recommending you come in on this side. Why won't we ping? Why are you no ping for me? It's fine. All right. Do you want to go, do you want the second floor explained or the cellar explained next?
Which do you think they might be in?
It could be anywhere.
All right, let's start with the basement.
Okay. I have to wait till it loads. Oh, this one, so the basement is in the upper left corner. I forgot. And I can't move it for reasons, so you just have to like move it. So the basement, you can access either through the glass blowing workshop that's at the back of the first floor, through a set of stairs, or through the ramp or the spiral staircase, which are on the turrets on the back. And it's this like two-part room that's got a lot of storage, so they store stuff in the cellar. And then the second floor. So the second floor, you can access different parts of it in different ways. They tell you that like if you're coming up through the barrel storage room near the north side, like the front of the building, this like internal staircase essentially, you'll be able to access the kitchen and dining room. And then there are there's two bedrooms, office off that hall. You could also, if you go through the kitchen and dining room, access two other rooms that are up here. The master bedroom and what is that called? It is called the loading winch. It's got a winch in it. So it's open to the loading dock below, which you can like kind of see through. You're supposed to be able to see the loading dock there, is the idea. Additionally, there's this balcony up here. So this is over the fermentation, there we go. Finally got it to click. These vats are the vats that you could see on the first floor. You can access via the staircase. And then from the balcony area that like looks over it, there are these two other smaller staircases. Yeah, that one. And that one. That both lead to doors that you can see like lead to the hallways along with the ramps and the staircases. Any questions about the layout?
No, Davian, that was very thorough and impressive given the rain.
It's Adrian that explained it, but
Oh, thank you, Adrian.
Oh, you're welcome. There's a lot of them outside too. I would suggest starting inside. the Blights are not very smart on their own. If you can take out their leaders, you might be able to take them all out.
All right. Elandra, what do you think?
Part of me thinks that I could help us with Pass Without Trace and basically mask us all from detection and sneak in, but we'd have to stick together. Everyone has to be within 30 feet of me. But we'd have an element of surprise.
That sounds helpful, and I like the idea of getting to that west entrance.
Yeah, I'd say we use the entrance they recommend.
Lucian, Professor?
Say we go scorched earth.
Well,
lots of bombast. See if we can't scare these druids a little bit. And if possible, like if we have it in that, if we do go in that western side, the moment we encounter anything, if we make enough noise and can bring them to us, rather than trying to hunt them throughout the entire winery, might suit us better. I don't want to have to try and go in and do a room to room clearing when we don't know what might be waiting for us. If we can have a place where well, the reason I like the idea of using that room through that western entrance is that if something goes wrong, we have a very easy way to get back outside and away from them rather than being trapped inside the walls of the winery. I just worry that we don't have an idea of how many creatures we might be facing or how many druids may be in there.
There's a way to check, we could shape into something and run around, see what we see. There are ways to figure that out. That doesn't involve blowing things up or causing disruption first.
Well, we could create the impression of blowing things up. We don't necessarily have to actually blow things up.
True.
I'd kind of like to blow things up.
But it sounds like if you think that if the leaders are killed, the minions will leave. The closest we can get to the leaders before they are aware of us and call the minions, the better. I'm sorry, the blights.
Do you think it's possible that we could draw them out? Potentially fight in the open rather than
I do like that.
in the confined spaces of the winery.
Mm-hmm.
Can we send Carradine into the winery?
We could. I mean, if we... I think we have a couple options. We could... I could... He is my familiar. If we're willing to spend an hour, I could dismiss him and we could resummon him in a different form. That might make it easier for him to move unseen rather than trying to fly through the halls of the winery. Unless Elandra also has a shape she could take on to do the same. I'm happy to change Carradine, but it will take an hour to do so. Or we could have him fly by the windows, but an owl in the middle of the day might be a bit odd.
I think we've had enough owls for today.
The thing is, I worry a little bit. I think Elandra's magic will be particularly useful to fight these druids, since they are, after all, sort of her perverted version of her. And I worry about her burning up magic to scout where it may not be the best use of her talents.
I'm happy I'm happy to change Carradine's form if we want to. He could take on the form of a weasel or a rat. Even something as simple as a lizard, a snake, spiders. Something that could easily move about or climb about the location. It's just going to take about an hour for me to change him over. And in terms of the materials that I need to call him forth, I only have enough for one more casting of this. So whatever form we put him in is what he will be in for some time until we can find me some additional materials.
Perhaps we just attack. Because, we want to make use of daylight while we have it. You've given us a pretty good idea.
Can we draw them out somehow? Does anyone have any other ideas to get them out of the winery?
I think the hard part there is we would want to draw out the druids and not the blights. That might be tougher to do, unless perhaps if someone could disguise themselves as a convincing swamp witch, I think was the term.
Beatrix takes a length of fabric out of her bag and wraps it around her head and goes, "What do you think?"
It's not bad.
Could Davian tell us more about was it Baba Yaga? Baba Yasaga?
Baba Lysaga.
Baba Lysaga?
I mean,
most
people just think she's a legend, but we don't really know much about her. She's just been in the ruins of Berez as long as they've existed. We only know she's there because we've done some scouting. She's a powerful swamp witch. That's about all we know. She sends constructs that look like scarecrows sometimes. I don't think we have any here right now, but this alliance with the druids of Yester Hill is new.
I'm wondering if I could use some sort of druid craft to draw them out. Weather change. They are druids, so they'd be curious, right? If something weird happened.
Yes, although they may send the blights out to deal with whatever is happening outside.
When they come out.
And then they summon more blights and continue to send the blights out. On and on and on and on.
Stefania will say, every time we've tried to even get close, we're just overwhelmed by blights. I don't know.
I do wonder if that
the
would
druids certainly seem to be holed up in the house.
In your experience, Elandra, how many blights, if there were 3 to 5 druids in there, how many blights could they send against us?
Well, in fairness, Elandra's not that kind of druid.
No, but I'm just wondering.
She spends any time with that kind of druid.
If only there was a roll of some kind that Elandra could make to see if she's ever heard of these things in her studies, even though she's not one of those types.
Oh, thanks. Would I know how to answer this question?
Oh, I was already sending you messages, but yeah, let's go ahead and roll for it.
Like maybe you've heard about it and were warned against the dark side.
You said nature?
Yeah.
Ugh. Fail.
Could a case be made for her making an Arcana check?
Yeah, you could make an Arcana check.
Because she's trying to sort of determine the type of magic that this might be.
Yeah, I think she's going to get different information from an Arcana check than a nature check.
Well, the Arcana check was better, so.
Oh, did you roll one?
Yeah,
Her
17.
scores for...
Seven.
Okay, sorry, it's in here. Got it. All right, so you wouldn't know a lot about the blights themselves and the connection with nature. Theoretically, let me check something. Oh, where is it? No, I think I can get it.
I will be right back, folks. I'm just gonna feed Miles.
Okay. It is this. I know where it is. This one. You would know that druids. It is unusual. Well, it's not true. Druids are able to control like natural creatures. That's like that part's not unusual. The like malevolent energy is a little bit strange, and you would imagine that. It would be hard to imagine a limit on the number. It's just, it has to do with like the druid's power, like how powerful they are. So if they're really powerful druids, they could have a ton. If they're less powerful druids, like probably not as many, but you don't really know how powerful the druids are. You could guess that they're at least somewhat powerful, based on the descriptions that the Mardukov family has given you, which is that like, it feels like swarms and swarms of these blights, like needle, vine, and twig blights they've described. Like they have like of all different types. So you would guess that like either the druids are quite powerful or they have assistance of some kind.
Okay. Have the druids ever come out? Oh, gee.
He's so excited.
I forgot to mute.
Last week he forgot to like turn his camera off, and he was taking Miles out, and the camera kept trying to refocus on him by the door. It was so cute.
Yeah, have they ever come out of the winery, or they're in there and they've been in there?
Yeah, they're in there, they've been in there, like since 2 days ago when they were able to chase the family out.
Okay.
That would seem to suggest that if we want to get the druids, we're going to have to go inside.
I would say that I vote for the original plan. Cast Pass Without Trace, get inside the winery, find a druid, kill a druid.
I agree. And if this family's been able to hold them off most of the time, they can't be that deadly.
So yeah,
at least compared to some of the other creatures we've seen.
Yeah, if we cast Pass Without Trace, it lasts an hour. And
everyone has to stay within 30 feet of you.
Everyone has to stay within 30 feet of me, I believe. Each creature you choose within 30 feet has a +10 bonus to dexterity checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. Leaves behind no tracks or traces of passage.
That sounds great.
Do it.
So we can try it and see what we see, at least for the, initial entry. Element of surprise.
All right. And would you like Ismark and Arena to go with you, or to stay here with the Mardukovs?
The more the merrier, I would say.
What do you think, Ismark and Arena? You can certainly handle
they're
yourself.
happy to go wherever you would like them. All right, so we'll come with you.
I mean, I feel very capable of doing a bunch of healing, so I would vote we bring them, and if there's any trouble, I can keep us up as long as we stick together.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So go ahead and you're going to roll a group stealth check to get inside the winery. I put your tokens. They're like up in the north in the woods where you kind of are.
Perhaps we should approach through the
Vineyard.
the fields, through the vineyards, so that we can, rather than coming straight towards the front door and going around the
They
side.
won't see us regardless at this point, so I think we're fine. Fastest way
Well,
in.
we're not completely invisible. Well,
I think it's just a slight bend to get around to the side door versus up the main street. Just go over one vineyard and then down.
Okay,
Right now.
It's plus 10. Is that what it is?
plus 10.
All right, so I got a 28.
28.
I have a 15.
15.
Is it easier, Emily, if I roll in alchemy?
It is for me. Like, it's fine. If it's much easier for you to do Avray in Discord, that's fine. I just have to, like, open it up and look at it. So it's a little slower for me.
I can't remember.
I have a 21.
A 21.
I'll put it in the chat.
Ayo!
15 for courage.
I'll take 30, thanks.
15 even with the pass without a trace?
15 for courage, yes. With pass without trace.
21, okay. And I need to roll Ismarks.
Elandra, did you say 36?
30.
It's a 32.
What?
You know, yours should be you're a 32. You rolled a flat d20, right?
I think so, yeah.
You have a plus 2 to your stealth.
Oh, thanks.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, and did you guys decide to go through the vineyard or up the path?
Through the vineyard.
Through the vineyard, yeah.
Okay.
So the bad news is the druids have a 40 passive perception.
And they're using all their magic to see everything.
They're mushroom druids, and they've got a neural network that reaches out through all of the vineyards.
Jeanette is making friends.
They can literally feel our footsteps.
Elandra making friends.
Yeah, if you guys can move, like, start to move your characters where you think they would be.
Are we going left or right? Left.
We want to come on the left.
Oh, where are our tokens?
Way at the
They're
top.
up north. They're up north.
Okay.
Where am I?
It takes me a really long time to zoom in and out. So if someone wants to grab me and bring me down closer to where the house is, it's like it's gonna take me like 10 minutes if I have to zoom out and zoom back in.
I totally understand. I will.
We're gonna get Sally a new computer soon. She needs a new computer. It's time. Her computer is a little ancient at the moment.
Yeah, I'm trying to hang on until I go to Lima, just because Lima is very damp, and also there are robberies. So I don't want to bring a brand new computer there. But after I come back, I'm gonna have a new one.
Okay, am I gonna?
Yeah, like that the last row of the first vineyard.
All right. As you guys start moving through the vineyard, you I gotta get the right things. You can hear rustling vines all around you and mysterious creaking, and like it's creepy. I'm really good at describing creepy, obviously. You know, it sounds like whoa, like whales and things, but nothing jumps out at you immediately because you all, except Ismark. Ismark's like a little noisy, but the rest of you are so quiet that his noise gets dampened by the rain. All right, go ahead and move. We're going to use the same stealth check for the whole move into the house. So, yeah, go ahead and move along your path.
How far can we go?
When we get to the end of the vineyard, well, yeah, but we can just go.
You'll cross the path.
All right, I'm zoomed in on the house, so I can't see myself. So if someone wants to move me to where the others are, sorry.
Yeah, I can do it in a second.
Yeah.
Getting a little nervous hearing all those dice rolls from Emily.
I'm also like, what were your actual stealth checks? Because I had a different DC for something else.
We can tell you again.
No, I think you guys are fine. Courage, your armor's clinking around a bit as well. You and Ismar keep bumping into each other with like your heavier armor, and it's like clink clink, clink clink.
As we approach, Courage, knowing she's got good guys, will keep an eye out for any movement or listen for anything that we might want to avoid.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Shantea, help me.
Taya, take the wheel.
16. I would say, especially from where you are, you were given the description of these blights, and I don't think you would have seen... Well, that's not true, actually. You might be familiar with them as a cleric of Shantea, at least in theory, and you guys are all on edge, because you've heard that these blights can swarm in, and you're looking around, and as you cross this path, you see what looks like... Can I do it? Do it. I don't know why it won't do it for me sometimes. Second long click, doesn't matter. As you cross the path, I don't know why it like did it earlier once and then no more. It's so silly. You see these darkened shapes moving through the vineyard, sort of behind you. They don't seem aware of you, but they're lumbering through. Dark shapes moving through the vineyard.
Near, like how close to us?
So I think just Courage would notice this, and she's like, "Is this a trick of the mind?" God damn it! I don't know why it won't click. It's driving me crazy.
If you close and reopen the tactical map on your screen, sometimes that fixes it.
I'm afraid to do it. It is the path that is to the west of you all, behind the vineyard that you're in. That's where you can see the shapes moving. Courage.
Okay. We'll just whisper, something's behind us. I think once we get to the door, we should all get in quickly and shut it.
Here we go.
Got it. Lucian is going to whisper to Carradine to go aloft, and if anything comes toward us or that door once we're inside, to raise a racket to give us warning if possible.
Oh, sorry. Can you say it one more time? Carradine's going to go into the door.
So he's going to send Carradine up above us, and as once we go inside, if anything tries to like come to that door, because that's our only way back out easily once we're in, to raise a racket. So if he sees, now that Courage has said, hey, there's stuff behind us, he's asking Carradine to keep an eye on it.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, he can perch. He gets to the top, and you actually notice that there's like a bunch of ravens that are sort of like hanging out. And Carradine settles right in with them. And will you go ahead and roll a perception check for Carradine for me?
Sure. Perception. It's +3, and I think mine is Also +3, so I can just roll the same thing for me. So this is actually for Carradine. He's a +3 as well.
All right. Wow. Such an owl. 7. Okay. Alrighty.
No good in the daylight. No good in the daylight.
And you see he's like perched up with these ravens, but it's it's raining pretty hard, and he's like like that thing that birds try to do to dry themselves off when it's raining. Clearly displeased with the situation. All right, so you all are running in through the door. Is that the plan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it sneak up to the door, see if it's open, and then
yeah, you see this
do a
door
1, 2,
is
3, and let Beatrix
standing
charge.
Yeah, who's going through first?
I'll go in. All right, I'm gonna ready my glaive.
Is this an outhouse? I have to ask.
it yes.
Yeah, we need a pit stop before we do this.
Yeah, someone check it at least.
It looks
Right.
like Elandra's checking it.
Yeah, I'll check it. Anything in there?
On the
Nothing in there that you see.
I do want to be on this side.
You
on
can
the
smell
countdown,
things. Go ahead.
or before starting the countdown, right before getting ready to go, Courage will cast Bless. And we're gonna do it at...
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Who's it gonna be? I know Callow's good with fire, so it's gonna be a Callow. It's gonna be a Beatrix. And then looking between Lucian and Elandra, which of you feel more deadly? I feel like Lucian's got pretty good aim already, so we'll bless Elandra.
Callow, Elandra, who's the third one?
Callow, Beatrix, Elandra.
Okay. Okay, so you all ready yourself to charge in? Quiet charge.
Yeah. All right, in I go.
All right. Yeah. What's your marching order as you go through the door? And let me know where you want Ismark and Arena.
I think Ismark and Arena should go first.
We can, if that's what you want. I think we said Beatrix going first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can go second.
I'll bring up the rear with our friends.
I like to imagine Callow and Lucian are going, no, please, after you.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Callow and Lucian are sort of looking at each other like, yeah, go ahead.
You in front of me since I can fire over your head?
Very well.
All right, and then we'll do Rena behind Lucian, Ismark, and then Courage. Is that good, Tom?
Sure. No,
Okay.
flip on the other side.
As you all, so Beatrix and Elandra, as you guys get into this room first. It's a very small room, as you can see. Bare hooks line the wall. It is clearly a storage room, as they told you. There are shelves on the south side that hold pairs of stained wooden sandals with oversized soles. Both of the doors to this room hang open. The one to the west is fitted with iron brackets and leads outside to, the door that you're coming in has iron brackets and leads outside. Obviously, since you're coming in from that way. And then lying on the floor next to it is a 5-foot long wooden beam. The door into the fermentation room you can see is open.
Do I see anything through the door of the fermentation room?
Go ahead and make a perception check. And also, I'm going to want everyone
Bless
to roll new
up.
stealth checks for inside.
Okay. All right. Bless is up. So I have 17 plus 4 plus, and I believe my perception is plus 2. Okay, so 19 plus 3, 22 on that perception check. And then for stealth, disadvantage because I have armor on. Ugh. Okay, 17 with the pass without a trace.
Let's see. So you don't get the bless for a perception check. It's just for attacks or saving throws.
Oh, okay, never mind. So then in that case, 19. 19 for the
19.
perception check. Yeah.
As we're kind of moving inside, as Courage steps up, kind of flanking the door, Lucian's going to reach out and just touch her arm and cast guidance to hopefully help with the stealth check here a little bit.
Nice.
All his clanking armor.
Silent. Yeah, silent like a pillow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna have you guys tell me what your stealth checks were with pass without a trace. We'll go in marching order. Beatrix, what was your stealth?
17.
17. Elandra?
19.
19. Callow?
15.
15. Lucian?
30.
30. Let's do one for Irina.
BRB, I gotta close blinds. I can't
All
see
right.
my screens.
Irina. Oh, damn, Irina. Go, girl. 29. Mark. Reload. Ismar, 28. High rollers. Courage.
15.
15. That's with the guidance as well, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Uh-huh. And... Okay. All right. So Beatrix, you look inside, and are you still there? I just want to make sure.
Yes, hello?
Still closing
Do you
blinds.
hear me?
You are, okay.
Do you see me?
I thought that, oh, I haven't been able to see you the whole time, but.
No way!
Wait, can everyone else see her?
No.
No.
Okay.
I see myself! My
that's
camera's
me.
on! Ah!
Have you
All right.
chosen the correct camera?
Yes. Yes, I have.
It's not a big deal. I need Jeanette stepped away, and I was like, oh, I want to make sure
Yeah.
Sally's still here.
No,
too.
I'm here. No, I when we hit break, I'll close in and out and see if that helps me.
Okay.
All right, that's so annoying.
Yeah, no worries. I can't see all the windows anyway, so it's okay. All right, so as you peek in, you sure do see some things. I will describe the room. So you can see this room smells very strongly of wine, and everyone will be able to see and smell this as they're coming in. It's a really large 2-story chamber. It's got these 4 enormous wooden casks. Each of them are 8 feet wide and 12 feet tall. There's a wooden staircase in the middle of the room, which climbs to this wooden balcony that's 10 feet off the floor. That runs along the south wall, and it has 4 windows set into it at that balcony level. Underneath the balcony, stacked against the wall, are old empty barrels that say Wizard of Wines. They're burned into the sides. You can see the balcony then climbs another 5 feet and continues along the eastern and western walls. So those are 15 feet off the ground, because that's helpful. And they both have doors leading off of them. Underneath the side balconies are several doors, some of which hang open. And then beneath the roof, which goes all the way up to the second story, there are thick rafters, and you can see scores of ravens quietly gathered on these rafters. Let's see if it's working. Yeah, slow but sure. There we go. And they seem to be watching. They notice you. You see their heads like burp in that bird way as you sneak inside. You also see a person. Very close, in fact. She doesn't seem to immediately see you. You can... Where is that description? So you look over, and this figure is wild. Like, that is the best adjective to describe her. She's hunched over this cask, and she is pouring a flask of thick syrup into it. She's wearing a gown made of animal skins and headdress with goat horns. Her hair is long, unkempt, tangled, matted. And you see something skitter across the floor nearby. It looks like a twig that is moving. And it goes from under the stairs over to the easternmost cask. That one.
Wait, so she's hanging over. She's bending over the fermentation vat, the 12-foot tall.
Yeah, she's up. Oh, sorry, she's up on the balcony.
She's
dumping
some.
some.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But so you can see
12
her up on the
feet tall. Okay, great.
12 feet tall.
Okay.
So just to confirm, she's not on this level.
She is not technically on this level. She's up
the
on
ravens
the
and her are all on the balcony.
They're all on the balcony.
Okay.
Yeah. I showed her where she is, but she's up on the balcony.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And do I see?
As we know, alchemy can't do the levels well.
Do I see a way to get up on the balcony?
Yeah, these big stairs in the middle here.
All right. Can I use my movement to get on up there and whack her with my glaive?
5, 10. Let's go ahead and go into initiative. Because you're first in, how do I want to do that? You guys are all sneaking in. Sorry, let me double check before I actually click the button.
I mean, how far do we, like, are Ismark and Arena still outside essentially at this point? Like, we're all
everyone. So right now, Beatrix is the only one. She's like leaned into the room and can see this druid.
Right. So, we're having to go single file into this building.
You are. It is very narrow and small. So, Beatrix, I think we can. I'm trying to remember, like, if you meet the DC, you're fine. Is that right?
Yeah, Ty goes to the runner.
Ty goes to the runner, and she's the runner. Beatrix is the runner. Right? Her self-check? Okay, I'm just checking.
Yep.
She rolled the druid rolled a 17 perception check, is what I was like, wait a second. Which one? Okay, so Beatrix, I would say I would let you try to move up there, but once you make the attack, it would start initiative.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, so let's say you can go ahead and do your full movement, but I am going to make you roll another stealth check, or you have half. So you can move and use your action to dash, but you'll have a disadvantage on your stealth.
You'll also lose pass without trace.
And you'll lose pass without a trace.
But can I use...
Do we remember from Adrian's briefing if the spiral staircase on the west side of the building goes up to the balcony?
It does. It goes all to the balcony.
Oh, I thought this was the one that goes down to the basement.
Yeah.
I think it's the center staircase that goes up, right?
The center staircase goes directly up onto the balcony. The spiral staircase in the corner goes up onto a hallway, is how he described it, and then there's like a door that goes into, like, that opens up onto the balcony, and that is closed.
Would it be easier stealth-wise and also movement-wise if I took the spiral stair and went through the door?
You would have to walk past her. Oh, sorry, you have to walk under her, I guess. Yeah, I see. No, you could do that. You could do that way. It is up to you.
All right. Well, so I'll do that because I think that's less movement, and also I'll open the door and surprise her.
All right. I think this is the second floor. I'm trying to send you guys the map so you can have it for reference. I don't know if it's working. Okay. So go ahead and make another stealth check for the movement. Okay. Are you doing half movement, or are you moving stealthily? Or
that'll get me to her, I think. Yeah?
Even moving halfway?
Yeah. Because 5, 10, 15, 20... I would think that would get me to the top of the stair.
Well, so 5, 10, 15. So half of your movement, you have 30 feet, I assume?
Yeah, I have 30 feet.
Would just get you to the bottom of the stairs.
Would just get me to the bottom of the stairs. All right, I will...
This is where you can get with 15 feet.
Okay. You know what? I might do that. To let the others get a chance to get inside using their pass without a trace. So, okay, so my decision here is, do I do that, get out of the doorway, let the others get inside, and hold an attack in case the ravens come at me? Or do I try to blaze up the stairs and get to the druid before anything else can happen? And I think, knowing that Beatrix is who Beatrix is, Beatrix blazing up the stairs. All right, let's do this. Stealth is a disadvantage. Here we go.
Are you going up the stairs in the middle, or the
the spiral stair? Yeah, the spiral stair. And I'm trying to go quietly, but I am going to use my full movement. Okay. All right, that was good. Whoa, good. Okay. All right, I'll take it. This is.
And I'm going to say you can add +5 for Pass Without a Trace, because for the first half of your movement, you're still within Elandra's magic. So,
all right.
That
actually does get me to a 19. I rolled really well.
we could also ask if we're like all running up behind Beatrix, since we're not really in turns yet. Like if they're not coming at us yet, I think our train would want to keep going up around to the balcony.
Yeah, that's fine.
Follow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so 25.
Mm-hmm.
10, 15,
would we, like, part of me wonders if we'd probably all follow because of the spell.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so go ahead and make your... Oh, yeah, I had her make a new stealth check.
My new one is 19, actually.
19
nice.
For you. Callow, we're actually going to put you here.
32.
32. Dang. Okay.
Yeah, nat 20.
Nat 20. That's great.
I am of 24.
24. Lucian. If you're coming inside, obviously.
Oh no!
Oh, natty 1. Good thing Elandra rolled so high. Oh yeah, you rolled like crap. Okay. So I guess we'll say Ismark and Arena are behind you. So everyone that is snuck in. Lucian, you kind of bump into something, but the effects of Elandra's spell seem to dampen the sounds, and the druid's so busy, like, making her concoctions up in the wine barrel, deception, that she doesn't seem to notice. So you all sneak in under this balcony overhead, and she hasn't yet noticed you as you stick to the shadows close to the wall.
Bravo.
All right. I am gonna try to. I'm gonna open that door.
So
have we all seen the druid at this point?
Yeah, would we have all coming through?
I would say everyone that has come in. So it looks like Courage, Ismark, and Arena have not seen the druid yet because they're not inside yet. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to ask if there's anything else you all want to do besides move on your turns. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, so Beatrix, you wanted to continue moving up the stairs.
Uh-huh. And assault the druid.
Before we do that, can we make sure everyone's inside? Was that the direction we were going?
I think Lucian's going to choose to stay down here.
Okay, can you let him?
And then he's going to make his way toward this staircase to go up, so that as you're coming out, whatever doorway you're coming out behind the druid, we can maybe try to pinch her in between so she doesn't have an easy escape.
Okay. So pass without trace will go away.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why I rolled a 1. I was
Got it.
just getting ready for it.
Get it out of the way. Courage, what are you planning to do? You're muted, Tom.
And I'm going to whisper that's my plan to Courage and Ismark and Arena behind me. That I'm going to go toward the other staircase.
All right. And yeah, I think Courage will wait down with Ismark and Arena.
We'll support Callow from down here, if that is okay with you.
Yes, of course. Maybe just...
or Lucian, sorry.
Could they...
Maybe if you two can just squeeze in and we can maybe lock this door.
I mean, this is technically, what, 2 5-foot spaces?
Yeah, so one other person can be in there.
Mm-hmm.
We can say Irina has come in. Ismark's out the door.
And can we close that door behind us is the question. Can Ismark...
So, yes. Would you like them to bar the door? There's a 5-foot beam that you all saw on the floor in there.
Yeah, I'm worried that those things outside are going to come running when we make noise.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's bar the door. Quietly, Ismark, bar the door.
Okay. Let's see. I want to double check. Open. Yeah. So they will try to quietly bar the door. I'll say Ismark's doing it. How does he do? Let's find out.
Arena, help him so he gets advantage.
Sure, she'll help him. Great plan.
Yeah.
I love it. Good thinking. Arena is skilled at moving quietly, and helps Ismark, because she's also quite strong, get this beam in place. Yeah. And you all inside, you don't even hear it because it's so quiet. I'd say the only Courage and Lucian, you guys would notice that it's a little bit darker, and the sound of the rain is dampened a bit. But the actual shutting of the door, quite quiet. God, I'm rolling like crap tonight. Okie dokie. We'll still go in marching order again up the stairs. Elandra, you moved in front of Beatrix on the stairs?
Oh, no, I thought I was behind. There we go.
Okay. Perfect. All right. I'm going to change it to the second floor for now. So you can still see the floor, at least.
Mm-hmm.
He zoomed in a bit. And she's there. Yeah, I can move them. Lucian, Beatrix, you are moving first.
Oh, yeah.
So you can get to this door that leads out onto the balcony.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
All right. And I will open that up.
I'm gonna follow close behind.
Okay, so are you opening the door before your party is up behind you, or would you like to hold your action to open the door?
I'll hold my action to open the door until the others are behind me. Yeah.
Open it.
Okay, just checking.
We believe in you, Beatrix. Just open it and go. We've got your back. From down here, I've got your
Got your back. Callow, I think you would be here. Does that seem right to you? 25 feet? You're a 25 footer?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Courage, where would you like to be? Do you need me to switch back to the other map?
Not moving, just hanging out behind Lucian, waiting for the fireworks to start.
Technically, Lucian's still right here. I just moved him out of the way so we could.
Okay,
Maybe
sounds
say
good.
a little prayer to Shantea. Help us heal these crops.
Okay. Beatrix opens the door, and with that, we'll go into initiative and then go ahead and take our break. So roll your initiative and then break time.
Start playing Barracuda.
Ooh, Barracuda.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's see.
All right. I tried to roll initiative inside alchemy for once. Did it work?
I rolled it beyond, so it's 21 for me.
I do. That's like the one thing I really do need you to roll in alchemy if you can, Jeanette.
Oh,
There we go.
Should just be a
I'm
thing.
sorry.
A thing should just popped up on your screen that you can click on that says roll initiative, like in the middle,
thank
just
you.
above your character.
Oh, roll initiative. Okay, here we go.
I know it's not doing anything, but hopefully it's doing something.
Give it a sec. Sometimes it's slow.
You rolled
It doesn't.
right here,
It
top
doesn't
list.
actually. It
You
doesn't
don't see
actually
the roll.
indicate in any way that you've done it correctly. It just puts you into the encounter list when you hit encounter up
Okay.
on the right hand side.
Yeah, it rolls in the
It's-
background.
it's
It doesn't
really
doesn't show it to you, which I really don't like.
Oh, it's.
They
that
should.
is
I think they
the
should change that.
Poor UX design.
Yeah. So yeah, Laundry, you're going to be up first. Actually, you rolled a great initiative in both Beyond and here. Beatrix, unfortunately, you rolled a 1.
Yeah.
No.
Beatrix holds the door open for her compatriots.
Yeah.
Or is about to go through, but Elandra like shoves her and
She's like, "Let me get this druid."
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm like, do you have no? Yeah, you don't have any boost. Okay, let's take a 10-minute break.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, cool.
Alright, well, so I'm first. Is that the...
You are first.
So you just gotta kill all of them on your turn so that we can keep moving.
Can I just try to make friends?
You
Callow
can
Druid?
do exactly. You can do whatever you want. The initiative is because like Beatrix has opened the door. I'm saying it's like initiating hostile action, kind of roughly, but also to help us keep track of turns. But if you would like to go try to make friends with this druid, you are absolutely welcome to.
I'm trying to picture how this works. Beatrix opens the door and I brush in.
It's
That
up to
feels
you.
Weird.
Yeah. Good.
you get to decide what you want to do. I think of it as like it's getting to a moment where like everyone wants to do everything all at once. So that's why we just roll initiative to sort that. But it doesn't necessarily mean it have to be combat. You don't have to rush in. It's still whatever you want to do.
Okay.
But knowing that like what others are doing at the same time
We're doing
it's-
something in
yeah.
order.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just to help me keep track also.
Okay, so I think that knowing that Pass Without Trace is still up, I know that she would have heard the door. Can I?
You don't know if she heard the door or not.
Yeah, I don't. I assume so. But can I just sort of sneakily walk past Beatrix and just get a layout look? Like, what am I seeing?
Sure. You can
So as
do
quietly,
that.
stealthily as possible, considering the door opening.
Yeah. You can move out like here-ish. Nope, yeah, I'm glad you knew where I was trying to point.
Right here, right?
Move wherever you'd like though.
Is that no, here.
Yeah, so that so that's still in the internal hallway. Beatrix is standing right in front of the door that leads out onto the balcony.
This
where
way?
the druid is.
Where? Sorry, I don't know where I'm supposed to be going on this map.
I know, I'm sorry. I can't.
Nope.
I don't know why it sometimes pings and sometimes not. It's the space to the left of Lucian's token.
The stone
one where I
walls. Yeah, the stone walls are showing are like walls. Those are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard. It's just hard to see like Beatrix's token kind of overlaps.
Is overlapping the door. Yeah.
Okay.
So you sneak out there. Go ahead and roll a new stealth check for me as you sneak through the door.
It would be 22.
You are so quiet, but as you step onto the landing, the balcony creaks just infinitesimally, and the druid looks up over at you. She rolled really well on her perception check, and is like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" And Elandra, you hear this clearly, but Beatrix, Lucian, Callow, I don't think you'd be able to hear it from where you are. You guys, it sounds like babbling to you, like a babbling brook, even. Like, but Elandra, you understand it clearly.
Okay, I'm thinking. Does she look threatening?
Roll an insight check for me.
21.
21. So she is not actively attacking you in this moment. She looks surprised to see you. But another interpretation of threatening is like, could she hurt me? Like, yeah, she could probably hurt you.
Is she
Should she
much
want
larger than me?
No, not at all. She's human sized.
Okay. How are the ravens looking?
The ravens are just watching.
Okay. Oh man. I kind of want to do a calm introduction, knowing that this is going to piss off Beatrix, though. So I'm feeling anxious.
You should do what Elandra would do.
Yeah, fellow druid, Elandra, guardian of the natural world, just like you. Visiting. How are you?
Are you here to help? That's wonderful. We could actually use a little bit more help. Well, currently I'm poisoning these wine vats. It's very fun. Would you like to join me?
Poisoning? Oh dear.
Well, yes, we can't have this wine getting out into Barovia. People love it.
Why not?
Because people love it.
Well, I'm not much into the poisoning part.
Well, what are you doing here then? Who sent you? How about while you think about it?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'd say we can move to Callow. Like, that was about a turn's worth of chat.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Callow, you're up.
Callow's going to move up towards the door, but he is waiting for Beatrix to go through first. He's not going to just he's not going to scoot through ahead of her the way that Elandra did.
Okay.
So he's going to go here, and he is going to hold Firebolt for any sort of I wouldn't say just seeing any potential hostile, but like for he's going to hold Firebolt until he sees some sort of entity that is clearly attacking, meaning him or his companions harm.
All right. Great. Irina is up next.
If you allow, Courage would hold her hand up to Irina if we can hear Elandra. Just like, hey, just wait.
Yeah, Irina will hold any action. I would say she'll have her crossbow out in case she needs to fire up at anything in the same way that Callow is, but she won't take further actions. All right, the Ravens continue to watch. Lucian, you are up, followed by the Druid.
Sorry, one question. Could the rest of us understand what Elandra was saying?
That depends. So, Elandra, this druid spoke to you in Druidic. Did you respond to her in Common or in Druidic?
Knowing Elandra, she probably would have spoken in Druidic to try to stay calm. So they probably wouldn't have known what I said if they don't speak it.
All right. So unless someone else, I just assumed, unless someone else speaks Druidic by some crazy feat, you wouldn't understand it. But from, like, voices sounded calm overall. I mean, she's, like, a little manic, this druid, but the tone remains the same. All right, Lucian, I believe you're up.
These swarms of birds that are up here, can I see them, the different swarms from down below?
Yeah, they're sitting, like, up on rafters that are up on the ceiling above you. Cool. I have them kind of perched on the balcony, but yeah, they're on rafters above it.
Cool. Mm-hmm. I'm going to hold my action, and that action is if any of these, so like this one, and this one, if any of them move in a threatening manner, I'm casting Bane. But I will hold. I'm going to hold that spell.
Like towards your companions, or any movement at all.
If they move as if they're moving toward like anybody upstairs to attack, like if they start to look like they're going to swarm towards where I can hear the folks above us.
Okay.
And technically, I moved my token, but I'm actually right under where Elandra is.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right, the druid goes. And she looks at you again, Elandra, and she says, "Who sent you? Why are you here?"
It's not my turn.
She's using her turn to talk to you in a similar way that you did. So you can respond.
I don't want to respond.
So you just stand there?
I mean, I want to attack, so...
Okay. Alright, so you just don't say anything when she says that.
Feels weird to not say anything. I think I might comment. Yeah, let me. I would say I really don't think you should be poisoning that wine.
Well, those are my orders, so either
Orders?
help out or leave.
Orders from who?
The Archdruid, of course. She will... Let's see. She looks up at you. She can't see Beatrix and Callow from where she is. Or Lucian, because you're like underneath. Let me just check something. All right. But you can hear her mumble something as she continues to work.
What you said? I could hear her mumble something, but I can't. Tell.
Yeah, they sound like the words of a spell. It doesn't. You don't like. Oh, I'm on Beatrix. I was like, what is this? Why do your spells look weird, Elandra? Because I was on Beatrix's tab. I'm looking to see if you know this spell. Doesn't look like you do. Okay. You still would know it though, because Druid. You can see her skin takes on like a slightly different quality. It looks harder than it did before, almost like bark.
Okay.
All right. That was her turn. And she continues to like try to pour this syrupy stuff into the wine vat from up above. It's Ismark's turn. He will also get out his crossbow and wait for a signal. No, is that right? No, he's got his hand on a sword. He's a swordsman. Courage. Beatrix, you're on deck. You're muted.
Yeah, Courage is going to continue waiting.
For any particular trigger or?
No.
Okay.
Just not doing it.
All right. Pass. Beatrix.
Here we go.
You don't.
Here, shut up!
Shuts the door behind Elandra. Bye.
Oh
no, we can't hear you.
In fact, Microsoft Teams rolled higher in initiative than Beatrix did. No. No.
Don't take your anger out on Beatrix now.
Let's see what we've got
Connor's
going
coming
on.
to help.
Let's see what we've got going on here. Oh, I see. The problem is anytime you click anything in Alchemy, it takes 3 minutes for it to move.
Exactly. Oh,
I can hear you.
I hear you.
Oh, is it because Connor has
It's
his
possible
headphones
that
next
it's
to you?
possible you're hearing. It's possible it's hearing through
Yeah.
my headphones. Try now. No.
No. And it's funny how we could hear you from far
Yeah,
away.
okay, now?
Headphones do that.
Now,
Yes,
yeah,
now
now
it's
it's-
good. Yes.
Wait.
all right.
Yeah.
Beatrix is gonna say to herself under her breath, "Fuck this shit," and is gonna charge past Elandra, yelling, "For the Morning Lord!" And she is going to go after this bitch with her glaive. Here we go.
Hey.
Here we go. Alright. That's a 16 plus 2, 18. Does that hit?
18 does hit.
Alright.
So.
So
Let
then,
me double check something very quickly.
okay.
This is something that I meant to look up beforehand. Okay, it's still hits.
Alright, great. So then I'm gonna roll my damage. 1d10 plus 4. Here we go.
Beatrix.
Oh, nice. Alright, 7 plus 4 is 11. So 11 damage, and I think we're going to let's see. We're gonna polearm master this. So we'll attack again with the butt end of the glaive. Here we go. Oh, that's lousy. That's 3 plus. That's 11. Does that hit?
11 does not hit.
11 does not hit. All right. So my polearm master attempt fails.
All right. That's your turn?
That's my turn.
All right, Elandra, you are up.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hang on. Can I before the end of my turn, can I use the rest of my movement to get around her to flank her so that Elandra has a good angle?
Can you move other people that know more things? Can you move through enemies? I didn't think you could, unless you were small like Callow.
You can, but it's technically it's difficult terrain as if you try to pass through. Yeah.
Oh, I've only gone
I also
10
can-
feet.
Plenty of room.
Yeah.
I've also sometimes seen it as a contested role. Like, if the hag really wanted to stop Beatrix, the hag could try.
And I will also say Elandra is also considered difficult terrain. So you've moved 50, right? That's 5, 10, 15. So you've moved 15 feet. So we could we could still try to get you to the other side. You would still have enough movement. Tom, do you know what the contest is?
Whatever you think. Athletics is often, or acrobatics. How does Beatrix get by things?
Yeah,
Athletically.
you're right. Yeah, we'll do a contested roll.
All right,
she's gonna
here we
use
go.
acrobatics. Yes, she can.
Sure.
Oh,
I
and
don't think
sorry,
acrobatics-
I just did it as Elandra. Just ignore that roll. I'm sorry, Elandra. What did you say, Tom?
I was gonna say, so like acrobatics is often for like grapple dodging. Here, like acrobatics with like a successful dodge would still mean Beatrix gets by, I would think. Unless it's like tripping in some slight way. I don't know. You can work it out.
All right. Well, Beatrix rolled an 18 plus 4 is 22 on athletics.
Almost certainly, unless this druid rolls like nat 20. Oh, almost. Yeah, so you do successfully slip past this druid to get to her other side. She does try to trip you, but you jump over her foot lithely, I assume.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say, flanked, bitch!
All right.
Oh.
Now it's Elandra's turn, and Elandra, I'm sorry again about the
All right, so I move here and use my moon touch sword to try to finish her off. Okay. I've not done
You have advantage, because we flanked her.
Sorry, let me try this. Okay, roll. Ugh. 10? What a crock of shit.
Oh, yeah.
You've
Like,
blessed!
that doesn't seem right.
I do have bless, right?
Yeah, you've blessed.
You do, so you can add a d4.
Okay.
Wait, but you have advantage.
And you have advantage.
I hit it.
Flanked.
She rolled with advantage.
That's with
Oh.
advantage, everybody. This is a terrible roll.
Oh,
She rolled a 4 and a 6.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. You said a D4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least I got 4 there.
Oh, but
so
Elandra's
that-
not blessed.
What?
Oh, she's not blessed?
I thought she
You're
was.
right, Elandra is.
Yeah, she was.
It's me, Elandra, and Callow, I think. Yeah.
No, she and Lucian look so much alike.
Well, I also wrote down Elandra.
No, it is Elandra. You're right.
It is
you're right.
Alondra.
Okay, yeah. Callow, Elandra, Beatrix is what I had. Even with the +4 on your bless, you still don't hit.
All right.
She's able to dodge out of the way.
Great.
Do you want to do anything with your bonus action?
I have 2-weapon fighting as a bonus action. So maybe I try with my dagger? Can I do that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Is your moon touch
Sorry,
sword
ignore
considered
that.
a light melee weapon?
Light? Yes.
All right, then yes, you can do it.
Okay, so with advantage.
Mm-hmm. You do not add your ability modifier to the bonus attack. Okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
With advantage?
Yeah, I guess so. Don't see why not. Unless other people know rules otherwise.
Hallelujah. 23.
23. All right. You hit. You won't add anything. You just roll the dagger. I think it's like a D4, right? So you'll just roll that D4. Yeah, so you won't do the +2. You'll just roll the D4. Is how
Okay.
2-weapon fighting works.
2.
2. All right. So you try to get her with your moon touch sword. She dodges out of the way, and you manage to like slice her cheek open. She's got blood that's kind of brown, and I have a perfect description. The ladies know what color this is. The brown, it's like brown and sludgy coming down instead of the bright red that you would.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
All right. Anything else you wanted to do with movement on your turn, Elandra?
No, we'll stay flanked
Alrighty.
here.
Callow, you are up.
All right. I will move into the room, seeing everybody else moving in. How does this work in terms of shoot? I mean, there's not a lot of space here. If I were to do something ranged, how would I go
I like the
around?
flavor that you could shoot between Elandra's legs.
Okay, sure.
I would say that, like, if you roll a natural 1, she might take a little damage, but otherwise, that's how I would do it.
Yeah, I'll go for it with the firebolt.
through my legs.
Your
Okay.
legs.
Because Callow's short, otherwise I'd be like,
I mean, I have a cloak. Like, does that matter? Do I have to like lift up my cloak and prepare for this, or like what?
Oh, that's a good point.
Callow, do you lift up her cloak?
Well,
you
how
can
so?
go
How
out?
does this? I need both hands because I have two. It's a two. I mean, this is all flavor, but it's two vials that combine to create the firebolt. So
If you told me to do it, I would do it.
You lift the cloak over you like an old-time photographer.
Yeah, exactly.
just for my curiosity, how does setting aside the flavor thing, raw? How does this work? Just out of curiosity, if given where we are at, if somebody in Callow's position wants to make a ranged attack on that druid, and there is an ally in between, how does that work?
It's either half cover or 3/4 cover, which changes the armor class of the druid.
Gotcha.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was like, I've never seen a DM like rule this. I like that.
Okay.
So it like for flavor, if it's a natural one, you can always say that there might be damage to the person you're trying to like sling your stuff around. But what it really does is it just makes it harder in the heat of battle to hit that target because there's something between you and it.
That makes sense.
But she's flanked by your allies. Does that make a difference?
So
I'm not one of the people doing the flanking though, and also you don't get advantage on flanking when it's a ranged attack.
Yeah, it's melee only.
I will say because you're small, she's gonna have half cover from Elandra.
Okay.
Because at least I like the flavor of, if Elandra's cool with it, of Callow, like old-timey photo, got the cape up, like shooting between her legs. So it makes it harder, but I think it's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Rolling for attack.
So half cover means she gets a +2 bonus to AC and/or saving throws.
Got it. Okay. Rolling for attack with the D4 plus. Ooh, okay. So that's a 27.
Ooh,
That still hits.
He spins the vial on one finger.
That's not even a natural 20. It's just that I have a +7 to firebolt. That's why I use it all the time.
So Raleigh fingers curveball around Elandra.
All right, and then it's a D10, right? D10. I should know this. Yes, it's a D10. But then it's only 2 damage. So it looks really
Feels
cool,
right
but
somehow.
it looks really cool, but doesn't do much. But it is fire damage, if that matters.
She seems to take it as you would expect. All right. Anything else, Callow?
Nope, I'm kind of stuck here.
Okay.
I'm real worried about these ravens, y'all.
And presumably there
they're
are other
currently
druids
still
somewhere.
just sitting there.
All right.
It is Arena's turn. You guys are downstairs. Courage, are you still holding up your hand to...
No, now, hearing the fighting up above now, we'll give a thumbs up and point straight up above us.
Okay, so I think she was roughly here downstairs.
Yeah.
So she'll move... That's like 5'10", 15, 20. We'll say... so she can get here. It's gonna do its thing. It always like moves the token back and forth a couple times for me. Or is
Me
it?
too.
Yeah. You like see it bounce a couple times before it's like, oh, okay, this is where you wanted me.
Yeah.
All right, so she can get there. I'm gonna say she will roll. She'll shoot her crossbow, but she's at disadvantage because she's got low ground. we can do it, Alchemy. We can do it. She fires a bolt, but it just sticks into the balcony side. Like it makes that noise. You guys know the noise. And that was her turn. The ravens continue to observe from the rafters. Lucian, you are up.
Somehow more threatening that they're just sitting there.
Yeah.
So if I go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, if I go to there, am I able to see that druid, or are the vats and things in the way?
Yeah, you can see, I would say like the vats kind of cover their lower halves from where you're at, but you can see their upper halves. You can't see Callow. I would say that.
Yeah.
He's too short. But he's not really behind a vat actually, so you can see him. Yeah, through the bars. He's short. He like doesn't stick up over the railing. But the balcony is 10 feet off of the floor. The vats are technically 12 feet tall. But since everyone but Callow is like over 2 feet tall, you can see them.
I was just typing a question. I was saying, wait, aren't the vats 12 feet tall and the balcony is 10 feet tall?
Yes.
Are the vats taller than the balcony? Answer is yes.
Yeah, and so it's so that like, you know, she's like working in this vat, right? Like she's got the top open, and so you can work from up there.
Makes total sense.
Great memory.
So I'm going to do the same kind of, I'm going to do the exact same thing as last time. I'm going to hold my action with Bane, but this time as a level 2 spell, which would be all, now that I should be able to see all 4 of the swarms. So if they make a move to attack any of us, I'm going to cast Bane on all 4. So just still holding that spell.
Okay. Alrighty. The druid is next. She is mad. She gives you the most withering of stares, Elandra. She sees into your soul, and it hurts. She snaps her fingers, and Lucian, I would say you definitely see it first. All of a sudden you hear this like and these little twigs start crawling out of the easternmost vat. And you will see them in a moment. Why aren't you showing this to me? Oh, I know. What is this? Nope. One moment, please. It went so well with the ravens. There we go. Slow but sure. There. So I will let you all know for the blights. They have ridiculously large groups, so at least recommended in the book. So I'm using mob rules. So you can look these up if you're interested. There's math involved. I did it in advance. So they're not going to roll to hit. There's a prescribed number of them that can hit you per swarm based on your armor class and their hit score. So there has to be a certain number of them to like land a certain number of hits. I have it pre-tracked. I will roll damage for the number of hits that you each take, but as I'm like, I'm rolling damage, and you're like, but why aren't you rolling to attack me? It's because it's like pre-rolled, so that way I don't have to roll 30 attacks or 24 attacks, and their hit points are stacked otherwise.
So is that one token representing a whole swarm of twig blights?
It is. It's representing, Lucian, you see what looks like 6 twig blights in this swarm. So she snaps her fingers, and you can hear them like start to skitter. Oh no, what have I done? I'm good at the internet. I can do things. And they actually, well, she was already going. Okay, we're gonna continue her turn, and then they get to go right away. So does that have some bonus action? She is going to... Not that one. She is going to she's going to put her hands out on either side of her. And she speaks the word of a spell. Is that right? Can she do it that way? Yes, she can do it that way. Callow, Elandra, and Beatrix, I need you all to make a Constitution saving throw.
And we get bless on that too, right?
I believe you do.
Never mind. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. 16, 17, 19.
19 for Beatrix.
8.
It's ours. Throw +4, right?
Throw plus a 4.
Plus a
D4.
Okay. 17.
17. Okay. She emits this wave of thunder. Boom, 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 boom. From either side. Let's see. Okay. Just double checking that I'm doing it correctly. She's gonna cast that. Okay, so 3d8. I'm just gonna roll the damage because it's. Oh wait, I think I'm gonna roll the damage by hand. Sorry, guys, it's easier. 4, 5. Man, I rolled 2 1s on that d8. So 6 points of. So Callow, you take 6 points of damage, and you're gonna take a little teeny bit of bludgeoning damage as you get pushed into the wall. Take an additional point of force damage from falling into the wall. Elandra and Beatrix, you each take 3 points of damage. God, I rolled so bad.
Am I prone or anything, or am I just?
I don't believe you are prone. No, you're not prone. You're just, in theory, you would have been pushed away because you couldn't be pushed. We just did a little teeny,
pushed
you bumped into the wall damage.
Ow!
Let's see. Yeah, she's fine. She also, you can see she's also like shaken a bit. Yeah. And she is going to jump. She's gonna crawl over to the barrel and then attempt to jump down. Elandra and Beatrix, you can both take opportunity attacks if you'd like.
Heck yes.
With advantage.
Yeah. All right. No, it's not great. It's not. Oh, ha ha ha! 19 plus. Okay, this is like.
That hits.
Yeah. So 19 plus. So 25 plus 2. 27.
Wait, she takes 27 points of damage?
No.
Oh.
The fuck did you do to that glaive?
Yeah, the attack roll.
Like, that's not correct. I feel strongly that's not correct.
All right, here I go with the damage. All right, let's say Okay, that's 11 damage.
11 damage. All right. Yeah. You. That's bonkers. So as she is like climbing up onto this barrel, you effectively trip her with your glaive. She falls off the side of the barrel and hits the floor with like a pretty nasty splat. And she looks real bad. Elandra, did you hit her?
I rolled a wrong dice.
You roll damage, not attack.
Yeah. So
you have advantage and bless. So
sorry, you guys.
So where it says
I
like
always forget how to do this.
So you click where it says like the +4 for hit. That's what you click to roll attack.
Okay, doing that. 17 plus 1d4. Is that what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm. Plus a d4.
You don't
20.
need to because you definitely hit. So as you guys both try to stop her, she falls over these barrels. Elandra, your sword gets her in her back, so to speak, like slices her up the back, like you're gutting a fish or something. She falls to the floor with a crack and lies there dead.
Yeah! Beatrix high fives Elandra.
I am not going to do that comfortably.
The twig blights get to go. They will, seeing Lucian close by, they advance. As they do so, the ravens start to fly toward you.
And that should trigger my Bane.
Okay. What do they have to do for Bane?
Charisma saving throw.
auto-baned?
Charisma saving throw. 15. DC of 15. Charisma saving throws.
Okay. DC 15. They're almost certainly gonna fail. Oh, this is the twig blade. Hold on. Not you. I'm gonna hand roll it because my alchemy is being slow, even though I'm rolling like crap. What is your DC again?
15.
15. Oh, you're not okay. So this one on the left is baned. The one next to them is not baned. Oh yeah, I rolled. No. This one is baned, and this one's baned. So all but the second one from the left are baned.
Okay. So
Why does alchemy not have little condition rings as part of that? That absolutely.
It's coming. It's one of the things that they're building into the tokens. It's coming. It's coming.
Deeply problematic absence. But anyway.
So they all have Bane. So any target, any attack rolls or saving throws, they roll a D4 and subtract it. Attacks and savings.
All right, so the ravens I will start on the left actually. Fly over. God damn it, token.
Do they have to wait till their turn, or is this?
They were also holding.
They were holding. Okay.
So they fly down from the rafters and start attacking the twig blights.
They start
attacking you.
The twig blights?
The twig blights. Yes, with their beaks.
Huh.
So the first ones go and they're like pecking at them, these swarms. Oh, we're gonna calculate what do they need. It's like swarm on swarm. I'm just gonna treat them normal. Minus a d4. So it's -2. They still rolled great. Huh, why did it roll so much advantage? Interesting. Okay, they still hit this Twig Blight and do 13 damage. Taking out about half of them. Second ones come over. Eventually, when my alchemy catches up. Sorry, friends. I'll try to zoom out and see if that helps. They fly over. I feel like this is faster if I just roll it. Oh my god, you can do it. You can do it. Okay, they do not subtract a d4 because they're not baned. They also hit, and the second group takes out these twig blights, the ones that crawled out. But you see more are coming out of this barrel. They're just like flooding out of the barrel. They were clearly living in there. And eventually it will show. These other ravens were flying over. There they are. They swarmed around and pecked like crazy. Yeah, that was them, and that was those twig blights. So those ravens are all in the air, so you guys can be in those spaces, should you want to do so. All right, Druid is dead. Ismark is up. I believe Ismark was here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
We'll probably be 2 less as he gets by Courage and Arena.
Oh, thank you. Yep. He's gonna use his action to dash. So that was a total of 50 feet then. Getting by Courage and Arena.
Sure.
I think so. Yeah, he will stand underneath these ravens. And has his sword out and is ready to help protect Lucian. All right. Courage, you are up.
Yeah, also starts charging forward since the birds are coming, and then is confused as the birds seem to peck at the twigs. It's like, and will gesture to Lucian with like a shrug, like, are these your birds?
No.
Interesting. Okay. In that case, we'll look behind. Everyone looks pretty okay over there. Maybe we'll yell back. We'll I don't know. I'm just gonna hang out here, baffled.
Join the club.
And try to look around. Is anything else going on here that none of this makes sense? Anything that explains this?
Nope. I mean, it's a room you have seen. The druid's corpse is lying bloodied on the ground. right. Beatrix.
All right. Beatrix is going to, so she's gonna make for the main staircase to try to get down on the main level. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 gets her onto the staircase. And from there, I think Beatrix will. Oh man! See, look, it's bounced me. I moved myself, and it bounced me.
I can see it. You look good now.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna use my action to dash too. I will come down, and I'm gonna sort of try to scooch between Ismark and Lucian and get under the birds.
Okay, so do you want to be so Ismark is next to Lucian. There's not a space between them right now. You could get to next to Lucian if you want, where the twig blights just were.
Yeah, do that.
Okay. Okay. I will move you there. All right. She's in. I think for Callow, well, I'll wait till your turn is. Yeah, you guys are going next, and hopefully we can move everyone downstairs. But after Callow and Elandra's turn, I am going to switch the map to the downstairs map, so it's a little clearer. Beatrix, you any bonus action or anything?
Nope.
All right. End of the round. The blights keep pouring out. There are bunches of them. And hopefully, yeah, there we go. It's like Alchemy will show them eventually. So they're coming out of the barrel. So right now these back two are still like in the barrel. I'm just making you all aware that they're coming. You can hear them skittering inside. All right, Elandra, you're up.
So I think I'm trying to think if I would know anything about why these ravens are attacking the blights and not us.
Would you like to make a nature check, or I don't
know.
Or are you looking for something specific? How would Elandra go about making this determination?
It's probably going to be more observation and trying to figure out what they're doing, because I'm assuming they're just killing them. Is that?
Yep, they're attacking, just
continuing to
killing the twig blights. Yep.
All right, so I think I would cast Moonbeam and put it over that barrel, just if I can.
All right. Yeah, we can do that for you. Let me add your Moonbeam. That's not what I want. I just have to find it. Tower, Monarchy. Should be in here. Nope, that's village. Okay. There it is. I just have to make it visible. Okay. And Elandra, I'm gonna make you able to control it.
Thank you.
Oh, you already can. Excellent, it remembered. Oh, I have to give it a token. That is a me job. All right. Moonbeams. So when they start their turn, they have to make a throw. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. Do you move at all before you do that?
No, I'm gonna stay where I am, since it's a concentration spell, and then it's within it can go 120 feet. So I'm just gonna stay and hang out here.
Okay.
See what happens with these ravens.
Okay.
If it's easier for me to move downstairs, though, so we can adjust the map, I can do that.
We will. Callow, what are you gonna do?
Well, I think Callow would also stay up here, just honestly because of the swarms of ravens and the twigs and stuff. I mean, given the fact that it's a one square catwalk along that outside. Like, I think we can probably.
I think we're okay too.
If you want to go down to the first floor map, we can just remember that.
I think we will. Because your tokens will stay where they are.
Right. Yeah. So just we're on the upper level, but we're in the same space. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. All right. So Elandra, you're staying where you're at.
Yep.
All right. Callow, your turn.
So I will see these. I see all these little twig blights emerging from the barrel. Now, I would have, on a ranged attack from here, I would have disadvantage because they're down below me, or not so much because they're emerging from the top of the barrel, which is actually technically at the same level that I'm at.
They're actually emerging from like a crack in the bottom of the barrel. But you have higher ground, but you're not that tall. You can shoot through the beams. I'd say I'm gonna have just roll a straight roll because you're trying to dodge through. They've got a lot of cover. They're still gonna have like 3. I'm gonna give them half cover behind your friends. Normally I'd say but I think you would have advantage with the higher ground.
Well,
is how Baldur's Gate does it.
How about this? What if I move like here? So move up, because I can move through Elandra with no problem. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I can move there. So now I'm not shooting through people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sounds good. Then they won't have the same cover. I don't think there are technically higher ground rules in D&D.
I thought there were.
Are there?
No,
I think we've been playing with them sometimes.
Oh,
yeah.
If you're attacking somebody that's prone.
No, so
with a range attack.
it's a set of rules that were introduced in Baldur's Gate for the video game, but they don't really exist in like just core D&D. But we did use them in the session against the vampire spawn.
Mm-hmm. That's a question for you guys, I guess. Do you want to use higher ground rules with the asterisks that like enemies can also use it against you? Higher ground being you would get advantage, or we could say a D4 or something like that on your attack roll.
I thought I have a memory of like back in our Dismemberists game when we were besieging the castle, that there was some point about how like if you are making a ranged attack against somebody who's prone, it's a disadvantage.
Yep. Yeah.
That's right, because they're harder to hit.
To do with height differential. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's up to you, Emily. However, your table, your
it's our table. It's a shared table. So I'm fine with playing with those rules if you guys are. But
okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
So advantage.
So I would, since we have a bunch of other things around advantage, I would nominate, and advantage seems like a lot for height.
It does. I feel like a D4 or something, right?
I would say a +2.
+2?
Keep it easy.
Great. It'll be like similar to cover. All right, so you get a +2 on your roll. Let's do it.
All right.
And you bless too.
Right, so that's a 17 on the dice, plus 7 is 24, plus 2 is 26.
Yes, that definitely hits. You're hitting him with the firebolt?
Yeah. And I didn't like the damage roll on that die. Sorry, just trying to find the right dice.
Dice jail, dice jail.
No, but where is my, I'm missing a D10 from that set.
Do you want one of mine?
No, I have D10s. I'm missing the one from one of my sets. Whatever. I'll pull this one. Yeah, it's not bad. 6.
6? All right. What does it look like when you hurl the firebolt?
Oh, it's the usual thing. Pop the two vials, throw them so the streams of liquid meet in the air, and they suddenly ignite and go.
It is extremely effective. You hear like these high-pitched little screams as a bunch of the twigs start popping. And you, as the smoke clears away after your firebolts, about half of them from this particular swarm are gone.
Okay.
Someone light the barrel on fire.
Anything else, Callow?
No, that's all I can do for now.
Okay. Alrighty. Irina is up. Just make sure my twig blades make it. Yeah, they did. Okay, she knows she can't get in there. Oh man, that's cover. That's funny. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She can get up here. She is also gonna fire her crossbow at these twig blades. We'll also give her a +2 since she's up high.
You say crossbow at twigs?
Yeah, it's not super. You know what? We're not gonna give her a +2. I like that. That's a good point. I rolled with advantage, but I didn't mean to. The 13 was technically the first of the 2 d20s. Is my bad. So it does hit for 16 and does 3 points of damage. So you see her basically like take out one of them, like ping, with her crossbow.
She shot a twig. She shot a twig with her crossbow.
She did.
I mean, that's
she's a good shot.
Pretty impressive.
Impressive. That's yeah.
D&D is funny because it's just like, yeah, I can't penalize crossbow use. It's not in there, even if it doesn't logically make sense. Okay, ravens are gonna go first swarm. Yeah, they're like all together. So swarm 1 attacks. Swarm 1 is not super effective. I didn't even roll the bane, but they missed anyway. They're under Ismark. Okay. There we go. Okay. Swarm 2. They're the unbaned ones. They beak. They just hit. Good thing they aren't baned. And they take out the second horde. Yeah. So you see them like picking up the twigs and biting them in half. And the little twigs scream as the ravens snap their bodies in two. Third swarm. Oh, fourth swarm is up first, actually. Yeah, you're 4. So they're gonna fly to the other side of this moonbeam.
Did that?
Yeah.
Does that swarm technically need to make a save? Because it is.
On the swarm's turn, it will make a save.
Right, isn't it the swarm? No, I mean the swarm of ravens. Sorry.
Oh, they're flying around. They have a fly speed of 50 feet, so even flying through friends, like 5, 10, 15, 20.
No. The moon. They started in the moonbeam.
Oh, they did start in the moonbeam.
The moonbeam is only 5. It's a 5-foot square, so I would just want it over, like, not with the ravens.
Oh, why did I make it big?
I don't know.
No, it's a 5 foot.
No.
It's a
5 foot radius.
Or, not a 5-foot square. Yeah.
10-foot diameter.
10 foot. Yeah, 10 foot across.
Okay, I was like, I swear we looked this up last time.
The least helpful way to explain that in the rules.
You're all right.
It really is. Does it, Jeanette? Is it for? Does it say any creature that starts its turn?
When a creature enters the area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there.
All right, so
I don't want to hurt the ravens.
So they have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Sorry, just being pedantic over here.
Thank you.
No, I'm really glad because I get really like caught up in the like, oh my god, I have to move so fast because I'm taking all the turns and it's slow and I forget things. How much damage do they take, Jeanette?
2d10 radiant damage on a failed save.
They did fail. Go ahead and roll that 2d10.
No.
We don't know. They might be just trying to take out the twig blight so that they can get to us.
8 damage.
You see a couple like and like kind of they either swoop out and leave. One falls to the ground. Did they already make their beak attack? They did not. Okay. Yeah, so they're on the edge there. They will attack these other twig blights that are just emerging. But they miss because they're basically still inside. Okay, next group of twig blights. Oh, I mixed that up. They wouldn't have hit anyway. It's fine. So I'm gonna move your moonbeam for a second. Oh, they need to make a save as they emerge. Go ahead and roll your 2d10. Yeah, so they do save, but I think they still take half damage, right?
Mm.
Does that say
yeah,
9
half
points of
as
damage?
much. Yep. It does say 9.
I'm like, wait a second, what did I do? Okay. There we go. I can do math. Okie dokie. They clickety clack on out. They have been hurt by this light. They can't move without taking opportunity attacks. Yeah, they're trying to figure out how to move around the ravens. That's less fun. So I'm gonna say they waste some of their movement, but there are cracks along like multiple parts of the bottom of this where they can emerge. So instead, oh no. I'm moving things that I wasn't supposed to. Courage, I'm sorry if I moved you out of initiative. Okay. power. Okay. There they go. Okay, so they're gonna try to come out the other side of the barrel instead. And emerge right next to Beatrix. Beatrix. 20 hit points. One attack. Okay, so Beatrix, they all attack you. Because of your AC, they'll only get one attack off. So you're gonna ignore the to hit and we'll just take the damage bit. So you take 5 points of damage as they claw at you.
Oh, I'm gonna sort of like disgusted, like sort of kicking. All right,
yeah, piercing damage in case that matters. Yeah, they're like crawling up in the little spaces between your armor, and like nipping at you.
Yeah.
All right, our last swarm of ravens gets to go. Which is, that's 1, that's 3. They're perfect. They're right next to these. They swarm. They attack. This is so many monsters. They miss. So the little blights, as they crawl all over Beatrix, the ravens are clearly like trying to get the twigs without hitting Beatrix. So they miss. The last twig blight. Seeing its friends go out the other way, it will also emerge this way.
Doesn't it also have to take the moonbeam damage?
It will. Go ahead and roll the 2d10, Jeanette, and we'll... while I check their save.
11.
11, and your DC is 15?
I think it's... I don't know.
I think so. I don't think it's... I don't think your DC is as low as 13. I'm just gonna double check. 14 is your DC. So they just missed it. So take the full damage from the moonbeam as they come out. And these guys are like, oh, cool. Our compatriots have Beatrix. So Lucian, they actually get to make, let's see, it's 13. Do I have it open? I do. Lucian, your AC is 13. All right, so they get to make 2 attacks on you. So I'm gonna do it twice, and you're just gonna take the damage. So 2 points from the first attack, 5 points from the second attack. You don't have armor, so it's much easier for them, or you don't have like the big armor that Beatrix has, so much easier for them to get in there and poke and prod their way up your legs as they crawl up your pants. Oh, thanks. Great call. And it is your turn.
Well, I don't really enjoy getting attacked. I'm not an up close kind of guy. It's not for me. Don't like it. Not at all. So I'm going to face step up to the balcony.
Okay.
And as a winter Eladrin, I will need the twig blights to make a wisdom saving throw.
Just the ones that were attacking you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As I'm sure you can imagine, these sticks are so wise. Actually, they're more wise than they are charming. Turns out.
And save is it's a 15, so that would be a fail. They are frightened of me.
Ah, nice.
Till the end of my next turn, so they have to move as far away from me as possible.
Nice.
All right. On their turn. Right?
So that would be yes. So I faced up to here, which is my bonus action. I am then going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 to the corner so that they will be running as far away from me as possible.
Right.
And then just for shits and giggles, I'm going to smack them with an Eldritch Blast to get them going.
Sure.
Smack them with it.
So, and then a +2 on this. So a 28 for 12 damage.
For 12 damage?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Your Eldritch Blast just essentially like explodes a bunch of these twigs, and you just see like there's basically just like one little guy left in this particular group that's like.
As he looks back at me, Lucian just goes, "Boo." And that's going to be Lucian's turn. That's bonus action, and movement.
Fantastic. Great turn. Ismark sees these twig blights, and there's just the one, and he's, for flavor, I'm going to say he's stamping it out, but he's going to make a sword attack with it.
I was going to say, so now it was Lucian's turn. He's going to willingly drop the concentration on the Bane.
No more Bane!
Yeah. We'll willingly drop it since they're attacking the blights as well. Even if they're a problem after, I'd rather have them helping.
Let's see if he can hit these twigs. It's so slow on mine. He just missed. So he takes the longsword in two hands and goes, ha! And like stabs it into the floor, basically. And misses this last twig blight. Just barely. Scurries out of the way. Courage, you're up. Beatrix on deck. You are muted.
Yeah, Courage will. So there's the one blight that's out, and then there's another swarm still in the barrel. Is that correct?
It's just emerging from the barrel. So there's like the one that's closest to Ismark is just like one twig blight left. And then the other one behind it is still a mostly swarm.
All right. Yeah, I don't think I'm that helpful up there. So instead, Courage is going to... Oh, and Beatrix is next to a door. I think... Yeah, Courage will try to hit that last blight with a Sacred Flame. So Dex save 15.
The twig blight that's next to Ismark?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dex save. Their best skill. They have real bad stats, friends.
Alright. So it fails, so it takes 7 radiant damage as just a glow emerges from the middle of the one. and it slowly ascends for a second before popping.
Yes.
Into the light.
Amazing. Great job.
Smells like a campfire in here.
It's like a putrid campfire, right? Like, it's burning wood, but the wood smells diseased.
Hate it. And then would move. Let's see. Courage wants to figure out where the other hags might be. Did Arena go upstairs?
Yeah, she's standing at the top of the stairs.
And Callow's on that upper platform?
He is.
Yeah. Alright, so can Courage go between these two barrels? Oh, I'll just move them. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 up to this door right underneath Arena.
Oh, yes, you can.
Yeah. And with hopes of checking out that door next turn. Done.
All right. Beatrix, you are up.
Okay, so the ones that were attacking me are dead, right?
Nope. They are. Well, some of them are dead. They're like new. There's a new swarm that's next to you. I'm gonna scoot your moving.
Oh, okay. So I can see. Yeah, now I see. All right. So that's great. So I am going to use my glaive to go after those guys. Here we go. Bless is still up. So, zoom and a zoom and all right. That's kind of bad. Okay. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does hit.
Oh, thank God. I rolled a 4, and then I got a 4 with Bless, and then I have a +6 to my attack. Okay. All right, here I go with my glaive. I'm going to swing out with the glaive. Ooh, all right. 8 plus 4, 12. 12 damage to this swarm.
12 damage. Amazing. As she slices through with the glaive, she slices a bunch of the twigs like in half into pieces, like ah! They drop to the floor and are just pieces of twigs, which are kind of still just twigs, but not animated anymore, and that's the point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go lag yourself at the ground.
Anything else on your turn, Beatrix?
No.
Right.
Well, actually, no. Wait. Hang on. So can I use my bonus action to club the rest of them with the end of the glaive without stepping into the moonbeam?
Yeah, you can definitely give it a go. I don't see why you can hit them with the glaive from where you are, which you can. I don't see why you can't use the other end of the glaive.
All right, great. So I will do that. I will use my polar master feat for that. Okay. 15, yeah, 21. That's gonna hit.
Definitely hit.
And then it's a forward. It's a 2 damage.
2 damage.
Or is it 2 damage? One second. Is it 2 damage? I'm just gonna make sure that it is. I'm looking at D&D Beyond on my phone. Pull number. No, it's 1d4 plus 4, so it's 6. I rolled a 2. 1d4 plus 4 is 6. There we go. 6 damage.
All right. Yeah, you stomp out one of the remaining 2 twig blights, and there's just the one left.
Oh.
Elandra, it is your turn.
I think that there's not much I can do with that one twig left from way over here. So I might move 35. 20, 25, 30, 35. 35. I might try to move like past Callow here,
Yeah, I think that works.
and I will hold an action
Okay.
in case we get attacked by the ravens, because I'm still waiting for it.
Okay. What type of attack are you holding?
I will probably go with my thorn whip.
Thorn whip. Okay, so if the ravens turn on your
Yeah.
party, thorn whip it. Alrighty. Callow, you're up.
Can I sort of boost myself up onto the railing so that I have a better shot at this last twig blight? Because I would imagine that from this angle, that one that is there is basically concealed. Or actually, I would probably have no idea that there's one still there. It's totally concealed behind the vat, right? From where I am.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty hard for you to see.
Yeah, so I have no idea what's going on. I will
You could
also
try to run to get a better look.
I think at this point, no. I will also hold a firebolt in case the ravens begin to attack us, and we'll say, "Are the birds on our side this time?"
It seems like it.
All right. Arena is up next. She will look around at all of you, and she's like confused on why we're not taking out the final twig blight. So she will run downstairs.
Saving it for you.
Is Arena gonna get the how you want to do this? We'll see. She walks down there. She's gonna pull out her short sword and try to hit this twig blight. This last one. Drop it in half. Oh, wow. Just wow.
Does it kill
yeah.
much?
She doesn't. She just like stabs it straight through. It looks like maybe she's getting a little bit of aggression that she might have had. And the twig blight is out. The ravens are all up, and they will fly back up to the rafters, sort of dodging your moonbeam.
So they're just going back like on guard. Oh, whatever.
Yep, exactly. Like essentially right back where they were, and are continuing to watch you, but that's not what I want to do. And I'm going to say we're effectively out of initiative.
Woo!
There are no more hostile creatures on the board, unless you guys did want to, in fact, try to kill the ravens who are not attacking you. You can. I just wanted to be clear.
Please don't kill the ravens.
It is. I know it's a little bit after 9, and we've been playing for a bit. Is this a good stopping point? You guys want to discuss before? Seeing some nods. Stopping point? 5 more minutes of discussion?
Sure, good stopping point. Sure.
Stopping point. Yeah, it's a good stopping point, I think. This is great!
All right.
We did it!
Yeah, great job!
The Battle of the Grape Stomping Room ends decisively in our favor. Oh, should we patch people up before we leave the field? Anyone who needs, I might lay on hands of myself, because I think I'm about 10 hit points down. Does anyone else?
3 down.
I'm 7 down.
I'm
Okay.
a little bit down, but nothing.
All right,
disastrous.
I'll go around laying on hands. So why don't I do that? So I'm gonna do. All right, let me see. How many laying on of hands?
Are you guys
points
gathering
do I
downstairs?
Yeah, let's all gather downstairs.
That probably makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I have in total 20 lay on hands pool. And I have 27 out of 35. So I'm going to heal myself 7. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Apply. And I heal myself. Heal. All right. Yeah, that's all my hit points restored. Then I go over to Lucian, and he needs 7, so I heal. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Heal
Thank
him. And she's gonna kind of pat him a little bit on the shoulder as she does this, and she's gonna go, "Nice shooting." And then Elandra needs a little, so she's
3.
gonna go over to. She needs 3. Okay, so minus 1, 2, 3, and she's gonna apply those.
Thank you.
And she's gonna hug Elandra, and she's gonna go, "We did it!"
It is very exciting.
We threw her on the ground.
Yeah, let's not go back on that side of the room.
And Callow needs some.
Yeah.
How many down are you?
I am
You're 7
down.
You're 7 down. Okay, I have 3 left. So I'll give you my remaining 3. Apply. There we go.
All right. So as you all gather and Beatrix brings the light of Lathander to help stitch up some of your wounds, the party begins to chat about where they're going to investigate next. Should we look at a calendar?
Yep.
Can I, before we go into scheduling, I would love. Can I make one, like a perception roll, just to sort of hear, like, that was a loud fight, I imagine, and there was a lot of stuff going on. Like, theoretically, there are other druids in this house. Can we hear movement elsewhere in the house? Like, this seems like the sort of thing that at this point we may not need to go looking for the other druids. Like,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. That is 9. Not that great.
9. Yeah, you don't really hear anyone moving around. The stone walls of this place, as you see, like some of them are internal as well, are quite thick.
Mm-hmm.
Courage, you're listening at the door.
Yeah, 14 at the back door.
Yeah, you also don't hear anything through the back door. I'd say you feel a little bit more confidently that there isn't anything, as opposed to Callow that's just like, oh, I don't hear anything. All right. Elandra and Lucian, Lucian, sorry. Are there anything that either of you wanted to sort of do as we have wrapped up this fight?
I'm gonna search the dead druid.
Yeah.
Okay. I love this.
Loot the motherfucker.
No, but I'm gonna let you out in just a second. Of course, I close the druid tab. Well, she's wearing her teeth, like the teeth that I mentioned earlier. chain of human teeth around her neck.
You didn't mention that, but okay.
You
I
mentioned
didn't mention that.
antlers.
Oh,
You mentioned antlers.
mentioned-
You
I
didn't
did.
mention human teeth.
no, if I would have saw
Oh.
human teeth, I would have shot immediately.
Yeah, my bad. Well, you know what? We're gonna say that like she has them tucked under
Yeah.
her shirt, so you
They
didn't see them.
fold out.
But as you guys are like searching her crushed body as it fell to the floor, you find that she has a few necklaces of human
You
teeth.
said that like you were like, well, she's wearing her teeth, and, like as if we
Like
should
her
know that.
dentures.
Obviously,
And I'm imagining that
she's got the teeth that I described.
Is she human? You said she was human sized, but is she human?
She's human.
Fascinating.
That's not what I want.
Yeah, considering it's a druid, I would imagine she has stuff on her.
That is an excellent question. Sorry, I have to reopen the page. That's a whole thing. I have so many tabs open for this particular thing. She has a quarterstaff on her. And otherwise, like, she doesn't really seem to have a lot of other stuff. She has, like, random spell components, similar to what you would already have, Elandra. Since we usually just use an arcane focus, like, you've got your necklace, you don't need those components. You could take them if you want.
Mm-mm.
But that's kind of it. She doesn't really have any, like, money or any identifying documents or anything. She's just dirty old lady. Not old, just a little old. She's crusty. That's really the word I want.
I'm gonna take the teeth.
Yeah. All right, you now have a necklace of human teeth. Amazing. All right. Shall we then schedule?
Mhm.